Thank you so much for joining me again on this channel. Today we'll be looking at 5 things that you need to know before you transition to project management. Do you have it in mind to transition to project management? You want to start a new career in project management? Maybe you are looking at project coordinator, project assistant, PMO analyst, or project management, or even agile project management. So for you to transition into project management, you have to know these 5 things. So in this video today, I'll be talking about 5 things that you need to know before you fully transition into project management. So let's dive into it without any further delay. My name is Michael Alabi. I'm a project management professional. I have my PMP. I'm a certified Scrum Master. So let's just dive into it today. Let me just talk about those 5 things that you need to know before you transition into project management. So let's go into it right now. So before we start, the first thing for you to go into project management, you have to have this fundamental knowledge of what is project management definition. From project management definition, you'll be able to bring out some key points that you need to know before you decide whether you want to transition into project management, or before you fully conclude in your mind that you want to go into project management. So first, I will look at the project management definition from PMI. PMI is the Global Project Management Institute. It's Project Management Institute. So they are a global organization that advanced the project management professional. So today I will just be looking first at their definition. So let's first look at the definition from project management from the PMI. According to Project Management Institute, project management is the application of knowledge, skill, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet project requirement. So we have the project activities and we have to meet the project requirement. So those requirements are the requirements from the stakeholders. So anytime we are working on project, our focus is to make sure that we satisfy the key stakeholders. So stakeholders are the people that we are working for anytime we are working on a project. So we could see from the definition, we see project activities and also to meet the project requirements. So if you look at the definition once again, is the application of knowledge, skill, tools, and techniques in order to meet project activities and in order for us to meet the project requirement. So I said that in this video we are looking at the 5 things that you need to know before you go into project management. So the first thing you need to know is the knowledge. So you see from the definition, we saw knowledge. So for you to effectively manage a project, you have to have good understanding of knowledge. So when we are talking of knowledge in project management, where in project management, they have what is called knowledge areas. We call it 10 knowledge areas. So these knowledge areas are put together by the PMI. So we have 10 knowledge areas. We have the integration management, scope management, cost management, risk management, procurement management, scope management. All these are knowledge area. We have 10. So you have to have good understanding of this knowledge area. So it's very important to know this knowledge area. So for knowledge is the first thing in knowledge is very important. So knowledge of project management from the 10 knowledge area is the first thing that you have to know before you fully transition into project management. For instance, like I said, we have 10. So let me just look at project schedule. Now you want to develop project schedule. When you're working on a project, you have what is called project scheduling plan. So in project scheduling plan, for you to come up with the project scheduling plan, or you want to use the MS Project to develop the project schedule, there are plans that you have to put in place. So each of the knowledge areas, they have processes that you have to follow. So I will just pick only the scheduling today. So I said knowledge area, so knowledge area is very important. So I will first pick the knowledge area. So let's look at project scheduling processes. The first one is planning, scheduling, management. So we plan the schedule. That's the first one. We move to define activity. We define each of the activities that we have to. Let's say we want to develop an app. So what are the activities that we have to steps we have to follow in order to complete it? So we define the activities. We sequence the activities, the flow. After then we move to estimating the activity's duration. Okay, this will take us 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So we have to now estimate the activities, the duration, and next we move to develop schedule. So before we now start developing our schedule, so the last one is controlling schedule. So after we develop the schedule, we started doing the work. We have to start controlling the schedule. So knowledge is very important. So we have 10 knowledge areas: the costing, risk, procurement, quality. These are knowledge areas that are very important for you to fully transition into project management. So that's the first one. The second one in that definition is skill. So you need the skill. So there's some certain skill that we call it transferable skill. It's possible you have it now, you have to develop it. So for you to function well as a project management or to manage project, you have to have good skill. These are we call it leadership skill, communication skill, because you communicate, and communication is the main thing that we do in project management. You talk to the IT, you talk to the key stakeholder, you talk to the people in the PM office, so you talk to the external stakeholder, which could be the vendor. So you do a lot of things when it comes to project. So it's a skill. Communication, negotiation skill. You have to know how to negotiate. Problem solving skill. So you must know how to solve problem. Team building, you must know how to manage team. So these are not, you must know how to use interpersonal skill. Facilitations, you have to facilitate many meetings like risk review meetings and some other meetings, or daily stand-up or daily startup meeting, or working group meetings. So you have to have this skill called facilitation skill. So there are a lot of skills that you have to, like I mentioned, interpersonal skill, leadership skill, communication skill, ability to manage stakeholder, ability to manage the risk, ability to manage people, ability to put our leadership skill into practice. So skill is also very important in project management. So the third one is tools. For you to complete the entire project, you need to put tools that are very important. Like I said, some of these tools we use some. Let's say when you are doing the project scheduling, so there is a part of it that you have to do what is called work breakdown structure. We break down those deliverables into different packages. So for you to do it, you must have knowledge of some software. Sometimes you use Visio, sometimes you have to use a Microsoft Excel, or you use MS Project, Microsoft Project. So these are skills. If you are working with Agile, you have to have this knowledge of these two called Jira. We also have Asana, we have some other project management tools, but mostly they use Jira. So you must know how to use Confluence. Confluence is another platform where you put information for other team members to look into. So that one is also very important. So some people also use SharePoint. It's just to put information that everybody can access in the same at a single spot, or Google Drive, whatever your team is decided to use. So knowledge, that too is very important. Also, we call something project scheduling. You have to know the tool to do it. As we also have what is called VASI chart. We have red log. Sometimes we call it risk register. Sometimes you have to develop a form for a change request. So these are skills, and if you don't know how to use Microsoft Word, you can't do it. So there are some certain tools that we use in project management that you need to have understanding of it before you transition into project management. The last one is techniques. So in project management, we use techniques. That if you check my videos, I will put a link below. I've talked about certain techniques that we have in project management. We have the waterfall project management techniques. We have the agile project management techniques. Also, we have the hybrid project management techniques. So, and some organizations are using both together, and some are using the waterfall, and sometimes on some understanding projects using agile. While some organizations also just focus on the agile, depending on what they are using it for. Maybe they are doing software development. So with software development organization or team, mostly they want to use agile. So Your understanding of these techniques will help you to function well as a project manager or as a project coordinator if you have access to manage simple project as a project coordinator. So these are some of the things you have to know. So if you look, I will mention 5 that you need in order to function well, to manage projects effectively, or to fully transition to project management, or for you to just have this knowledge and think about it and see whether project managing is what you can do. So I mentioned knowledge is so important. If you don't have knowledge of how to put those things together, you'll not be able to function well as a project manager or in the project management domain. So that's first. Knowledge is very important. I mentioned this key. You have to have some certain skill for you to do what to manage a project. And also I mentioned tools. There are certain tools that you need to know in order to develop some of the things that we have to use in order to complete the entire project. Like we have to manage after we have completed the first meeting during the risk workshop. So when we identify the risk, you should have to maintain the risk. You have to continually control the risk. So for you to do that, we have what is called risk register, and sometimes we call it red log. So this red log, this risk register, you have to continue to manage it. So you must know how to put this together. There's another one called VASI chart. VASI chart is where we put the responsibility of each of the project team. So it's easy for you to access, to know who to contact, who to inform, who to consult. So it's another. So you must have this. And lastly, I mentioned techniques. You must have an understanding of technique. So I've mentioned 4 from the definition of project management. Let me come again. Project management definition by PMI is the application of knowledge, skill, tools, and techniques in order to do what? To complete a project. So lastly, I said 5 things. The last one is getting a job. Okay, I have this knowledge, so how can I get a job? How can I apply this to the career? So sometimes you have to, I always tell people that you should have to start from somewhere. When you come to project management, you are coming from another background into project management. It could be difficult for you. It's not about the certification. A lot of people have certification and still struggling to get a job. So you don't have to have the certification, but maybe you go for a college program or something that will give you some basic understanding of project management, or you do some course in Google or something to get those basics. But now those things, they use case study or something for you, maybe during the training. Now you have to gain knowledge, and knowledge most times of experience is on the job. So you can get a voluntary opportunity, you can go for an internship, so you can develop those skills. And also sometimes you can start from project assistant, so for you to gain their experience. So volunteer, internship, or starting from a project assistant. And sometimes luckily you might be able to start for a project coordinator, which could be difficult sometimes, but you could be able to start as a project coordinator, and from there you take some other steps. So you need 5 things. You need knowledge, you need to have knowledge, skill, tools, and the last one, technique. And the last one, you have to get the technique. And the last one is ability to start from somewhere. Your ability to start from somewhere, so that you can acquire the skill and experience that you need in order to function well in this world. Thank you so much for following me on this channel today. So I believe I'll be able to give you some 5 key things that you need to know before you make up your mind to transit into project management fully. So my name is Michael Alabi. I'm a project management professional, and see you in my next video. Bye.